What's up, Abby? How's it going? I'm gonna get the link to Spotify set up for you guys. What's up, Karen Lee? Abby, Karen Lee, how do I sound? How's the volume? Check one, check two, check three. Boom. Awesome. Cool. We'll give it a few minutes here to get rocking and rolling. Shannon, what's up, my friend? How are you doing? Long time. Miss seeing you at the studio. Maybe this summer. We'll get to see your smile again. Hope everybody's been having a good day today, and maybe you bagged some rays. Richard, what's up, brother? Welcome. If you guys are jumping into class, throw something up in the chat. Say what's up, so I know that you're here. And we'll get going in a couple of minutes. If you guys are have the ability, you've got blocks or some books or some cans or some jars or something to bring some elevation into your practice. Grab something to help you elevate. We've seen some people using some rolls of toilet paper. Hey, what's up, Katie? Emily, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome. I keep looking down here because I've got my computer right here so I can see the chat that's going on as we're filming up here. And I've not done this before this way, so we'll see how it goes, see how it works. But I'd like to know who all is here. Abby, what's up? Kansas City in the house. Frank, what's up, brother? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, Karen, give it a go. It's we'll see. Before you give it a go, get some feedback from me and see how it works in theory here. Hit mute on your computer. Make sure you do that, otherwise you're going to get feedback. Ooh, Anne's outside on her deck. Anne is what, 7 months along now? 7-ish, 7.5. Bagging some rays outside on her deck as she practices. Fantastic. Hey, what's up, Lauren? How are you doing? Hi, Kate. Welcome. Anybody that's just joining us, whatever you've got at home to elevate, blocks, jars, cans, anything like that. And we'll get going here maybe in a minute or so. There's the Spotify playlist is in the top of the comments. Or if you follow Power Life on Spotify, you can go there. I think this is called Power 2 with Kirk 422. I think that's today's date. Yep, 422. And one more minute and we'll get rocking and rolling. If you guys recognize some names in the comments as well, say what's up to your fellow yogis as well. And send them out some virtual love, some virtual hugs, some virtual high fives, some good game pats on the back. Cool. Well, let's get rocking and rolling. So for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks now, it seems like we've all been doing some pretty hard things, some pretty challenging things in our lives. Some of you have been staying at home by yourself. Some of you have been asked to work from home on a full-time basis. Some of you guys are homeschooling your kids. Some of you guys might be working full-time while homeschooling your kids. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, this stuff is impossible. And there's no doubt that this stuff is challenging, but it's not impossible. You know, most of the things in the world that are worth doing, they were one time deemed impossible. And impossible it's not a fact, it's an opinion. a declaration. It's a dare. And so my challenge for you today is let go of the things that you have put into your mind as being impossible. Let go of the fear that might come along with those things and open up to the possibilities um, that lie within the determination within yourself and within your heart. We're going to get started today in Hero's Pose. For Hero's Pose, I like to take a block underneath my seat. Some of you might not want or need that, depending on the how that feels in your knees, the strength, the tightness of your quadriceps as well. But for me, I'm going to take a block and sit on it. You can take a little pillow, a cushion, something like that, and raise up and rest your palms on your thighs, palms up for a bit more energy in your practice, palms down for a bit more grounding. Close down your eyes, sit up tall, bring your shoulders up to your ears, let them roll down your back. And just start to notice your breath. Nothing needs to change. I just want you to notice your breath. Sit up a little bit taller. Soften your shoulders down a bit more. And now watch your breath move from your nose all the way down to your navel. And then on the exhale from your navel all the way back out through your nose. Inhale, nose to navel. Exhale, navel to nose. Now I invite you to set an intention for your practice. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Lift your heart up into your thumbs. And what in your life could bring could inspire you to be a bit more determined? Where could you find some more motivation by doing this for somebody else, for something else? And set that for your intention. Maybe it's some of the impossibilities or the challenges that you're facing right now in your life. There's no rights or no wrongs with this. Good. Breathe in through your nose. Open mouth exhalation. You can blink your eyes open, move into a tabletop position for cows and cats. Exhale, neutral spine. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose, press the earth away, round into your spine, separate your shoulder blades, then move through a couple more of those on your own. Slow and controlled. Perhaps your eyes are closed. Perhaps they're soft with a soft gaze. Good. Then make your way back into a neutral spine. Downward facing dog. Crawl your hands about a palm print forward. Roll to the balls of your feet and lift your hips up and back. And from here, I'm going to walk my dog out. My legs are feeling a little extra tight today. I went for a run yesterday, not something I do super on the reg. Richard, you'd be proud of me. I knocked out like 3.125 miles. I think they call that a 5K. But it felt good. But definitely my legs are feeling it today. So do what you need to do. Spread your fingers wide. Anchor down into the L shape of your hands. And a little bend in my knees is going to help me today keep my spine a bit longer, a bit straighter. Find some stillness. Stay with breath, Ujjayi breathing. If you've yet to turn that on, turn on your Ujjayi breath. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale, ragdoll pose, top of your mat. Walk your feet up towards your hands. Find an arm variation that suits you. Soften down into your knees as you need. You might grab opposite elbows, opposite biceps. If you always take this grip, maybe you switch it up today and flip the grip. You can bring your hands to the nape of your neck. Interlace your hands behind your back and expand through your chest. No rights or wrongs here. What feels good to you? Wherever you are, take a breath in. Exhale, release your hands down to your mat. Bring your feet in towards one another. Big toes might touch. I like to keep my feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen through your spine. Kiss your shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Come all the way up, straight arms and legs. Exhale, back bend. Lift your heart to the sky. Keep your legs and core strong. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Remember, I just forgot to tell you guys to turn on the music. So if you haven't turned it on yet, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank pose. Breathe. Step back, top of a push-up. And from here, in your plank pose, press your hands down. Find some hollowness in your armpits. Strengthen up through your legs. Press the backs of your knees towards the sky. And if you want more challenge here, squeeze your hands in towards one another. And then start to drag them towards your belly button. Pull the balls of your feet towards your belly button. And so light up everything. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Use your knees if it serves you. Low cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, press your belly button firmly into your mat. Inhale, low cobra pose. Breathe. Drag the heels of your hands towards your hips, and you'll feel how this propels your heart forward. Keep your gaze down, and now press your belly out to protect your low back. Breathe in. Exhale, release your forehead down. Come to the balls of your feet. Inhale, press up, plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Good. Bend, twist, and open. Stay with your breath. So from here, melt your left heel down. Notice if your right shoulder opened up a bunch here. Re-square your hips and just start to make some circles. Both directions. Nice, big, juicy movements here. Good. Inhale, three-legged dog. Extend your right leg long. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your back knee to your mat. Inhale, crescent moon pose and breathe. So for crescent moon, you might use your props to bring the earth closer to you. You can bring your hand to your forward thigh, your low back. Eventually, I do want you to take your arms skyward. I want the focus here to be on your left hip flexor, your psoas muscle, getting a good stretch there. So dive deep into your left knee. Drag your left knee forward. From here, engage the low belly. Lengthen your side bodies. And I like to hook my thumbs, right knee forward. So I'm going to take my left thumb in front and bring my arms up. This helps me engage through my shoulder girdle, pull your shoulders down away from your ears, and maybe even gaze up and lean back a bit. Breathe in. Exhale, half splits pose. Breathe. From here, I want you to crawl your right heel forward as needed so your booty stays over your back knee. So you're not all the way just sitting back down here like this. I want you to find some engagement here. So press your right heel down. I want to stretch here into your right hamstring. Drag your right heel back. And as you pull your right heel back, reach your heart forward. Lengthen through your side bodies and broaden through your collarbones. You can start to rock your foot a little bit side to side, open up to the right to feel the change of the stretch through the three bands of your hamstrings. Bring it inside, an internal rotation. Just notice how that might change the stretch and the intensity of the stretch for you. Take a breath in here. Exhale, low lunge, come to the ball of your back foot. Inhale, halfway lift, step to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, side bend to the right, stay and breathe. So I'm going to grab a steeple mudra here. It feels great in my body to do a steeple mudra. You can also hold your hands here. You can bring your hand to your hip. And I want you to stretch through your side body. So press your legs down. And as you press your legs down, get long out of your waistline. And notice if your left shoulder caves down here. Bring your right ribs forward and square your shoulders to the front of your space. Exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Change your grip as you need. Exhale, side bend to the left. Breathe. Your hips might shift a heavy amount to the right, but if they do, that's okay. I do want you to keep equal weight between both of your feet. Notice if you dump all your weight into one foot or the other. Exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Back bend with your exhalation. Broaden through your chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, high plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, bound locust pose. Interlace your 10 fingers at your lower back. Exhale, press your hips down. Inhale, bound locust pose. Breathe. Press your pubic bone into your mat. Reach your feet towards the back of your space. Now get long through your sides and use your back muscles to lift your torso. Pull your hands away from your booty and reach them towards your heels as your heels continue to lengthen away. Breathe in. Exhale back to your mat. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Bend, twist, and open. And then from here again, square your shoulders in big circles. I want you to go super, super, super big, bigger than you think. Supersize these circles and start to create some lubrication and some space into your left hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, bring your back knee to your mat. Inhale, crescent moon pose. Different side, do what you need here to be of service to yourself. Stretch into your right hip flexor, your psoas muscle. And eventually I'm going to hook my thumbs again. This time I'm going to put my right thumb in front, my opposite thumb. Look up, lean back. Once you get up here, if you can keep this engagement through your shoulders, perhaps you take your hands and separate them. But this just helps me find some activity, some engagement through my shoulder girdle. It also helps me bring my biceps back out of my peripheral vision. Breathe in, lengthen up, lean back. Exhale, half split pose. Stay with your breath. Ardha Hanumanasana. This side is different. What is it that you need on this side? Press your left heel down, drag it towards the back of your mat. Notice how that'll intensify the stretch. I want some intensity, some challenge in there. Little rock side to side might feel good. You can even point your toes forward to flex into the front of your shin. But again, I want the intention is stretching into your hamstrings. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge, come to the ball of your back foot. Inhale, halfway lift, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, sun A with breath. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, come to center, switch your grip. Exhale, side bend left. Breathe in, mountain pose. Breathe out, back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, high to mid-plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower just halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, broaden through your chest, pull your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift from your low belly, stay here and breathe. Take a moment and reconnect in with your intention, the person, the thing, whatever it is that you're breathing for, that extra bit of motivation, of inspiration for your practice that helps you continue to find the determination and the perseverance to take on some of those more challenging aspects of your practice and your life. Empty the air out of your lungs. Full breath in. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mats. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stay and breathe. So in chair pose, a lot of times the tendency is for the feet to splay outwards this way. But I want you to go the other way. Press your outer heels away from one another. Move your inner thighs back in space. This structure in your lower body allows you to sit your booty lower. Neutralize through your pelvis. So your tailbone's not necessarily tucked under, but you also don't have this big ramp in your lower back. Bring your biceps up by your ears. Flare through your fingers. Breathe in. Exhale, backstroke right, vertical twist. Stay and breathe. Your left knee wants to pull forward here. Pull it back in space. Gaze where it's comfortable. Sidewall, back of your mat. Exhale. Inhale, chair. Take your right arm down and up. Exhale, vertical twist to your left. Stay and breathe. This time it's your right knee that wants to pull forward. So pull your right hip crease back in space. Press your outer heels away from one another and sit your booty down another inch. Exhale. Inhale, chair, left arm sweeps up. This time with breath. Exhale, vertical twist right. Inhale, chair. Exhale, vertical twist left. Inhale, chair. One more time each side. Exhale, backstroke right. Breathe in, chair. Take it to the left. Inhale, chair. Nice work, you guys. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, high to mid plank, chaturanga dandasana. Squeeze your elbows towards your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your right leg, please. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge pose. Breathe. So in crescent lunge, I want your feet on 2 train tracks. Stack your front knee right over your front ankle and take that front heel and drag it towards the back of your mat. That'll start to pull your left hip forward and take your back heel, shift it over the ball of your back foot and take the ball of your back foot and bring it energetically forward. So you're squeezing in. Take a breath in. Exhale, airplane your arms. Stay with your breath. Take your torso to about 45 degrees. Press the back of your left leg towards the sky. Broaden your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale. Inhale, warrior 2 pose. Breathe. Dive deep into your lunge. Keep your knee over your ankle. Make sure it's not forward of, but also make sure you're committing into it. Then press your back foot firmly down into your mat. Stack your shoulders right over top of your hips and find your gaze, your drishti out over the tip of your front middle finger. Breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe. Hinge forward and then tick-tock your arms. I like to take my top arm and I bring it all the way along. You can certainly reach it up. I like to bring it out in front and I get this long line of energy through the left side of my body. Take your right arm. Press your right arm into your right leg. Press your leg back into your arm. And notice how this will start to open up a bit more through your right inner groins as well. Exhale. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Stay with your breath. Keep your foundation strong. Squeeze your feet in towards one another. Engage your pelvic floor, your mula bandha. And then lengthen out of your waistline as you get long through both of your side bodies, avoiding dumping into your back side body. Breathe in. Exhale, skandasana to the back of your mat. Breathe. So in skandasana, your back foot might be on the ball of it. It might be flat-footed. Doesn't matter to me. I want you to press your front heel down and drag it backwards. Get a good stretch to your right hamstring, your right inner groin. Lengthen up through your spine. You can use your hands on the earth, on your props for a bit more challenge, to bring them to your heart center. But for me, when I do that, it takes away from my stretch in my leg, and I want the stretch in your leg right now. Exhale, breath. Inhale, high plank, crawl forward, step back. Maybe it's Ekapada. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, swim your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge pose. Breathe, Anjaneyasana. And can you feel the stretch here into your right hip flexor again, your psoas? Dive deep in, and to bring a bit more intensity into that, you can start to lengthen up and lean back as well, if that feels good for you. Can definitely add a bit more element of challenge to the pose as well, which may or may not be of service to you right now. Breathe in. Exhale, airplane your arms. Stay with your breath. Strengthen into your back leg. Lengthen through your side bodies. Broaden through your collarbones as you gaze a few feet in front of your standing toes. Exhale. Inhale, warrior 2. Breathe. You guys all know warrior 2. Where can you go a bit more inside? I think something that's really challenging to do in this pose is to press your feet down and squeeze them together. And it's something that you can't necessarily see, but if you press your feet down and if you shorten your stance, it's easier to feel. It brings a bit more intensity, a bit more challenge into the pose as well. Maybe it's something you try on. Breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe. So again, I hinge forward. I take my right arm in this side. I bring it long. I do this big like karate chop. That works well to allow me to find the most space in my shoulder. From here, get long through both of your side bodies. Knit your low ribs together. Lengthen energy out the crown of your head. Get longer through your spine. Not so concerned about depth. Again, I want you to press in, find an isometric squeeze in your front of your groin to open up there. Exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay and breathe. Can you keep that intensity through your inner legs, the inseams of your legs where you squeeze in, you hug in? And as you hug in, can you get longer out of your sides, lengthen up? And then just gaze where it's comfortable. Maybe that's up and maybe that's to the side and maybe that's down. Breathe in here. Exhale, Skandasana. Breathe. I like to take my back hand, bring it all the way around and then do this. Richard, I know you got some sound effects going on for me at home. If not, sound effects. That's it, brother. I like it. I can hear you. Get long through your spine. Lift through your kneecap. Tighten up through your left quadricep and feel how it opens up a bit more of a stretch into your left hamstring. Exhale. Inhale, high plank pose. Maybe it's one-legged again. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can skip it. Hold high plank, whatever works for you. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. There's our sun B. We'll move through that a couple more times, linking breath to movements. Stay connected to your breath. Stay connected to your intention. Empty all the air out of your lungs. Breathe in. Lift your right leg, please. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Squeeze your feet towards one another. Exhale, airplane arms. Broaden your chest. Inhale, warrior two. Take your time to get there. Exhale, extended side angle. Let length be the priority. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay committed to your lunge. Exhale, Skandasana. This big movement to the back of your mats. Inhale, hinge forward, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Breathe out, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs together right away. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two, windmill open. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, plank. Exhale, mid plank, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg one more time through each side. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, crescent lunge. Breathe out, fly your arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, Skandasana, like a yogi ninja to the back of your mats. Inhale, hinge forward, plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge, hug up, step through. Squeeze legs, inhale, rise. Exhale, airplane through your arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, Skandasana. Glide to the back of your mat. Inhale, hinge forward, high plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway down, mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay right here and breathe. We'll drop to our knees in just a moment, but I want you to breathe right here. I saw you just drop back down. Get back up, down dog. You can do this. You can do this. I can see you at home. Not really, but I know one of you guys just dropped. So get up. You can do this. Persevere. Find the determination. Who or what are you breathing for? You can do it for them. You can do it for you. You can do it. That's the bottom line. You can do it. Breathe in. Exhale, now drop down to your knees. Nice job, you guys. Let's throw out some virtual high fives to our friends. Sound effects coming from Richard. I got it, brother. I like it. I like it. I like it. And a little sip of water, wipe a sweat if you are perspiring right now. And then lie down on your back, please. Supta Baddha Konasana. In Supta Baddha Konasana, sit-ups, press the bottoms of your feet together. I want you to press down so much you're able to lift your feet off of the mat. Bring your fingertips behind your ears. Breathe in. As you exhale, lift your shoulder blades up off the mat. This is the low point. Stay for your inhale. Exhale, lift an inch higher. Inhale back down to your low point. Just the tips of your shoulder blades down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You guys are off just like this. For less intensity, put your feet back down on your mat, but still press the bottoms of your feet together so you get some isometric stretch through your inner groins. Find space between your chin and your chest. Gaze up. If you're out on your deck like Anne is right now, close down your eyes so you're not staring at the sun. That will hurt your eyes. Last 3. Last 2. And release. Straight leg bicycles. Take your legs up the wall. Karen Lee calls these Charlie's angels. Spread through your feet. Or spread through your toes, rather. Strengthen through your feet. Inhale, take your arms to the back of your space. And as you exhale, reach outside your right leg. Inhale, legs up, arms back. Exhale, take it to your left. Inhale up. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, right leg down, take it left. You guys are off just like this. For more challenge, can you peel both shoulder blades off of your mats? Find space between your chin and your chest. You're not just doing neck ups. You're actually working into your core. 5 seconds to go. Balance out as you need and release. Bridge pose. For bridge pose, stack your knees right over top of your ankles. The same thing that we did in chair pose. Press your outer heels away from one another. And then from here, inhale, bridge. Lift your hips to the sky. Perhaps you interlace your 10 fingers underneath your back. You walk your shoulder blades a little closer together. Press the tops of your shins forward. Internally spiral your thighs downward. And now with that extra length, lift your hip pointers another millimeter up. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down to your mat, Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. Take your knees wide. Bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly and close down your eyes. Last night in teacher training, we were exploring yoga mythology. And one of the stories that we unpacked was that of Hanuman. Now, Hanuman is a legendary character from yoga mythology, and he's got these 3 poses, these 3 asanas. They're named after him: Hanumanasana, full splits pose; Virasana, hero's pose; and Anjaneyasana, which we call crescent lunge, people crescent moon as well. And what these poses have in common is they're all hip openers, and they involve the stretching of the psoas, the muscle that is most involved in moving through fear. And moving through fear is exactly what this monkey demigod does, and what we can do through practicing these asanas. And as we start to open the muscles, we begin to relieve our fear and relieve our stress. And when we do that, It gives us the opportunity, it gives us the potential to do anything. It's one of the things I try to work through my mind is instead of being full of worry and being full of anxiety, I try not to think about what could go wrong, but instead I focus my energies on what could go right. So what challenging thing are you facing in your world right now where you could find that shift in perspective of thinking about all the things that could go right versus being anxious about what could go wrong? When you're ready to move on with your practice, pull your knees back in towards one another, pull them into your chest, give yourself a hug, and find some circles clockwise, counterclockwise, and then begin to rock and roll the length of your mat, the length of your spine, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. However you want to get there. If you just want to roll to your side to get over there, then do that as well. There's not a right or a wrong to it. It's what works for you. The sun's starting to drop here and it's getting bright. So I'm just lowering the shades over there. Back in downward facing dog. Reconnect into your breath. Empty all the air out of your lungs. Inhale, lift your right leg, please. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge pose. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale, hinge forward, lengthen through your spine, strengthen your back leg. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge, and breathe. Now you might need to shift your left foot back a little bit more. That way you can get even longer through your spine. I want your lower back flat. So if your left butt, your left lower back is dumping down, lift your heart more towards your thumbs, strengthen into your back leg and get longer through your spine. Every breath in, find a bit more length. Every exhale, a bit more twist. Last exhale here. Inhale, crescent lunge pose, rise back up. Exhale, warrior one pose, breathe. Now for some of you, you can just put your back foot down. You just spin it back down to your mat. For me, in order to square my hips forward, I need to take my back foot, step it forward and out. That allows my body today to be able to square my hips and my shoulders forward. Strengthen into your back leg. Keep your back leg strong so it drives your left hip forward. Breathe in. Exhale, interlace your fingers at your lower back. Inhale, lift your heart. Let your hands descend towards the earth. Exhale, humble warrior. Stay and breathe. Now in humble warrior, keep your hips squared forward. So that might mean you just hover over your forward torso. If you've got the gift of openness and flexibility in your hips, perhaps your right shoulder comes inside of your right thigh. But if this pulls your left butt back in space, square your hips forward instead. Last exhale. Inhale, warrior one, rise up with strength and grace. Exhale, Dukkasana, full airplane. Launch onto your right leg. Use the strength of your left leg to lift up as you hinge forward and create the letter T. Now the tendency here is to sag into your right hip. So strengthen into your right leg, hug up through your right low belly. Now broaden through your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Tighten up through your core. Breathe in. Exhale, standing splits pose. Stay with your breath. So hinge forward, bring your hands down to your mat. Great use of props here to bring the earth a little closer to you. Lift up through your right quadricep, your right kneecap to release the back of your right hamstring. Lift your left leg a bit higher, but keep your hips square to the earth. Let your head and neck relax and go. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge pose. And then from low lunge, runner's lunge. So bring your right toes to the top right corner of your mat. To bring the earth closer to you, hands to your prop. Might even drop down to your forearms down to earth. Or you can roll even to the knife edge of your foot to open up a bit more and change the sensation a bit. I like to do a little bit of everything, a little rock, a little side to side, a little motion. It's what feels good in my body. Do what feels good in your body. And then from here, quad stretch. Come back up onto your hands. Plant your left hand down. You might even bring a block or fingertips up. Take your right arm forward. Turn your thumb down, palm outward, and then rainbow up and around for your foot. Then stretch into your quad. I want you to kick into your hand. Get longer through your side bodies. Can you get longer through your left side? Do it. Get longer through your left side body. Roll your right shoulder open. Good. And then release, rainbow your right arm all the way back down and around. Come into a low lunge position. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two pose. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. So for triangle pose, send your hips back, reach, reach, reach. And then when you can't reach anymore, keep your torso where it is. Drop your right hand down, reach your left arm skyward. Your right hand can go to your shin or your thigh. You can press in and rotate your ribs open a bit more. But I want you to take your left hand and reach it. Reach your fingertips skyward. Reach them up to take the collapse out of your right side body. Stack your left hip on your right. Stack your left shoulder on your right. And from here, half moon pose, balancing half moon. I like to take a block. You can also grab my tea mug and use my tea mug as my prop. Point your standing toes straight forward. Strengthen into your back leg. Reach your left fingertips skyward and gaze down for more balance. If you want to challenge your balance, take your gaze to the left side of your space or all the way up towards the sky. Good. Soften down into your standing leg. Step all the way back. Warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, pyramid pose. Step your back foot in. Very similar to a warrior one stance. Square your hips forward. I like to use some props here to lift myself up a little bit more. Now take your right thumb to your right hip crease. So you send your right hip back in space. Flatten out through your low back. Lengthen through your sides. Now I want to stretch here into your right hamstring. Engage your right quad. You can also stretch a bit into your back as well. Lift your left quad. Lift through your left kneecap. And from here, we move into a full splits pose. So step your left foot back. I like to drop down to my back knee. If you've got something to lift yourself up here, definitely helpful, at least in my body. Shift your left knee back. And then I like to take my right heel and go like this. I wave it forward. From here, I come down. But I don't want you to sink down, to drop down. I want you to find some engagement. So as you press your right heel down, drag it back, and pull your left knee forward so you lift up a bit more. You'll feel some intensity into your left hip flexor and into your right hamstring. We've been working into these parts of the body today, so they are a bit more loose than normal, a bit more flexible and pliable than normal, but I've still got, a good amount of distance from where my butt is away from the earth. And I might say to myself, you know what, this is impossible. I'm never going to get this pose. But that just means I haven't worked enough at it. I haven't been open to trying it enough. And if I find more consistency in doing this pose, I'll find more opportunities for growth, advancement, and development into this pose. It's not impossible. It just means that I have not put in the work needed. Oop, Carolyn's going to call me out on that. How to come out of this. Can you lift your top foot up and step it back versus scraping along your mat to come back? And we'll meet in downward facing dog. So as you make your way back to downward facing dog, just for a moment, notice the difference between your right side and your left side. Now we'll start to bring some more balance into ourselves physically. Empty the air out of your lungs. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge pose. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale, hinge forward, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge to your left. Stay with your breath. You can use your right elbow, press it up onto the top of your left thigh or maybe to the outside. Notice if your thumbs are up here in your heart or in your armpit. Instead, pull them towards your heart. Take your top left elbow, move it towards the back of your space, and this will pull your left shoulder out of your left ear. Then strengthen up a bit more into your right back leg. Press the back of your right knee skyward. Shift your heel over the ball of your foot. Exhale. Inhale, crescent lunge pose. Exhale, warrior one pose. Again, back foot might just spin down so you have heel to heel alignment. This might be what optimal alignment is in this pose, but it doesn't work in my body. Again, I step forward and out so I can square my hips forward. Strengthen into your right quad. This will help drive your right hip forward, reach your arm skyward, and bring your front knee right over your front ankle. Breathe in. Exhale, interlace your hands at your low back. Opposite thumb on top. This is the funny grip. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Stay and breathe. Notice if your right leg just disengaged. Chances are it did. Drive your back heel down. Spin your right inner thigh backwards. Lift up and strengthen through your right quadricep. Exhale, breath. Inhale, warrior one, like you're a warrior rising out of the earth. Exhale, Dakasana, airplane pose. I like to stare about 2 to 3 feet in front of my standing toes. Lengthen your side bodies out of your waistline. Flare through your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breathe in. Exhale, standing splits. Keep the strength in your back leg. Don't just let it go. And from here, maybe you bring a hand or both to a shin or an ankle. But I want the priority on the stretch through your left hamstring. Hug up through your belly. Maybe even take your gaze up towards your navel. Let the stress and tension drip away from your shoulders and your neck and your head. Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge. Step to the back of your mat, runner's lunge. Bring your left toes to the top left corner of your space. And you can do something different than you did on the other side. It doesn't need to be the exact same. But it might be. Do what you need to feel good to open up into your left hip, your right hip flexor. A little movement helps me change the sensation to get the stretch that I'm looking for. Variations back up onto your palms for a quad stretch. Come to your right hand, right fingertips. Take your left arm forward. Turn your thumb down. Take your palm outward and then rainbow up and around. For the pinky toe side of your foot. If you capture the big toe side, not wrong. The pinky toe side will allow you to open even more through your left shoulder and expand more through your left chest. Now get long through your right side and kick into your hand so you stretch even more into your right hip. Drag your right knee forward isometrically, get longer through your spine, and see if that can bring a bit more intensity into the stretch. Slowly release all the way back down. Come into a low lunge position. Exhale. Inhale, warrior two pose. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Trikonasana, stay and breathe. Press your left big toe mound firmly into your mat. And send your left sitting bone towards your right heel and see if you can get a little bit longer through your left side body with that. Energize your right hand. Reach up as you stack your hips and shoulders. Balancing half moon pose. I like to take my gaze down, grab a prop to bring the earth closer to me. And stay with your breath as you move into this posture. For more challenge, you can peel your left hand away from your prop or the earth. For even more challenge, take your gaze up to your right hand. If you fall, that means you're a human. Congratulations. If you get back up and try again, it means you're a yogi. Soften your standing leg, step all the way back. Warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Breathe out, low lunge. Inhale, pyramid pose, and breathe. Take your back foot, step it in as needed. Get long through your side bodies. You can bring your left hand to your lower back, press your left thumb into your left hip crease to kind of booty pop back in space to lengthen out more through your side bodies and your spine. Keep your neck long, your gaze is down. And I like to bring my fingertips onto my props and use those as traction to help even telescope my torso, my ribs a bit more open. Lift through your quads to stretch through your hamstrings. And then from here, full split Hanumanasana pose. Step your right foot back. You can even shimmy it back. Bring your back knee down. And I start to shimmy my left foot forward. This side's different. Different levels of strength and flexibility here on your left hamstring, your right quad, and right psoas. And if I want to work into a bit more intensity, I might straighten through my left leg and press down here to get a bit more work into my hamstring, and then I'll do the same thing on my back right leg as I'll drop down here, lift up, gaze up, and I take the stretch deeper into my right quadricep and right psoas. So Hanumanasana is about leaping into the unknown, and all in the name of devotion and service. And this pose asks you not merely to stretch our legs, but also to bring true devotion into our practice. Make your way back to a child's pose for a few breaths. Lift your left leg up or step your back foot in and find child's pose. Hanumanasana embodies the potential that's possible when devotion's in the heart. The sense that we can overcome any obstacle when our yearning to help is combined with reverence and respect, as well as an intense and fiery devotion. And in Hanumanasana, one strives to reach much further than oftentimes can seem humanly possible, as evidenced by Hanumanasana, Hanuman jumping from the tip of India to Sri Lanka to save Ram's sweet Sita in the story of Hanumanasana. From child's pose, inhale up to a tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you've not yet, press into the next song on the playlist. Should be the last song on the playlist. Inhale, lift your right leg, please. Exhale, half pigeon pose. Bring your right knee towards your right wrist. I like, again, to take a block underneath my right booty here. You might have a pillow or something else that can help you lift up. Gaze out over your right shoulder, and this will drag your left knee forward. From here, maybe this is where you stay. You work on this scissor in. If you work on pulling your right knee back and dragging your left hip forward, perhaps you can raise your arms up. You can also move into sleeping pigeon to take the stretch a bit deeper into your right booty. Wherever you are, stay engaged through your core. This engagement through your core will help employ more muscles working together to bring more structure into the pose for you. More structure will equate to more safety. Keep your breath full and deep. Stay connected to your intention. Good. Sleeping pigeons back to your palms. Come to the ball of your back foot. So with an inhale, take your right leg up and back. Give it a few shakes out. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Breathe out, half pigeon pose. Stay and breathe. The block underneath my left booty allows me to actually square my front shin to the top of my mat. Something a decade ago I thought was impossible. Heck, even I think 5 years ago I thought it was impossible. But I've actually put the work into this pose, unlike Hanumanasana, which I'm still working on. I've not found the consistency yet in that, as I have with this pose, to see the growth that I want. But I know the possibility is there. It just requires effort on my part. It requires stepping up and doing the work, finding the perseverance and the determination. Even when things are hard, even when things are rough, continuing to do the work. Sleeping pigeons, make your way back up onto your palms, come to the ball of your back foot. Inhale, three-legged dog, downward facing dog. Drop down to your knees or hop through, take a seat, seated forward fold, pull the flesh away from your sits bones, anchor down. With an inhale, find a long spine you can reach up. I like to press my fingertips down. Exhale, seated forward fold. You can grab your shins, your ankles, maybe the outsides of your feet. Your hamstrings are nice and warm right now, so maybe you do go a bit deeper. Take your low belly in and up. But there's also not a right or a wrong to this. It's not all about just a hamstring stretch we've been stretching into. It's igniting your parasympathetic nervous system as well, preparing for rest, calming you. Do keep your breath full, deep. Last exhale. Inhale, lift your torso vertical. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your back. Pull your right knee into your right shoulder. Give it a squeeze. It can go over top of your ribs to the outside. I like to roll up my ankle here. Sometimes I open up into my right inner groin a bit more, which we've done quite a bit of stretching on already today. Breathe in. Exhale, supine twist. I like to take my right foot, I press it down, lift my butt up and send my hips to the right so my right hip stacks upon my left. For me, typically gazing up in this pose works best on my neck, feels best in my body. Anchor your right shoulder blade down. For more depth into the twist, take your left hand to your left or to your right thigh or your right knee. Slowly come back to center. Again, I press my right foot down here to lift and recenter, and then extend your right leg long. Switch to the other side, pull your left knee in. Ankle rolls, compression, sensation, similar to what you did on the other side, but doesn't have to be the same. And when you're ready, breathe in, exhale, supine, twist, stay with your breath. Slowly come back to center, reset your pelvis, and then happy baby's pose. Bring both knees in. You can capture the backs of your hamstrings, insides of your knees, outsides of your feet. But I want your lower back flat to your mat. As you pull down, kick up, and then take your shoulder blades and walk them underneath your heart to lift your heart a bit higher. Then I try to find a bit more length in my neck and spine. Pull down, kick up, pull down. And if it feels good, a little rock side to side. Sometimes I'll straighten up through my legs because that feels good. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Reconnect in with your intention. For whom, for what you're breathing. Breathe in. Exhale, Shavasana. Let everything go here. Let your legs be long. Allow your feet to fall open. Walk your shoulder blades underneath your heart and turn your palms to face the sky so you can receive in the benefits of this practice. Close down your eyes and allow yourself to effortlessly melt down into your mats. I will bring you out in a couple of moments, so take a few moments to reap the benefits of the efforts you put forth today. When you're ready to move on with the rest of your day, first invite a depth of breath back into your lungs. Notice and feel the rise and fall of your belly. Then bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. You can roll out your wrists and your ankles. Maybe you rock your head side to side. With an inhale, find a full body stretch towards the back of your space and then roll over onto your right side into a fetal position. Use your right arm as a pillow. Each of the poses of Hanuman, they embody the fearlessness, bravery, strength, friendship, and compassion. And how many times have we forgotten our own divinity only to fall back into the same self-defeating way of thinking? Or who hasn't had a crisis of faith and wondered if some burden wasn't too great to bear, whether some task wasn't impossible to complete? Well, Hanuman teaches us that there's one thing that allows us to override all of our doubts and all of our fears, and that one thing is love. And so as you make your way off of your mats, I encourage you, keep this in your mind that there's going to be obstacles, there will be doubts, there will be mistakes. But with hard work, with perseverance, there's no limits. Obstacles are put in your way to see if what you really want is worth working hard for. Obstacles don't block the path, obstacles are the path. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming those obstacles is what makes life meaningful. So you can either allow the obstacles in your life to be the excuse for your failure or make them the reason behind your success. Believe in yourself, believe in all that you are, know that there's something inside you that's greater than any obstacle. Pachamama, it's Earth Day. Feel her beneath you, supporting you as she provides for you. With your eyes closed, press up to a comfortable seat. Sit up tall, bring your hands together at your heart center. Reconnect in with your intention, who you did this for. Can you take that off of your mat with you today? Let's do one cleansing breath together, empty all the air out of your lungs. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows, and then bow forward. Seal in the benefits of this practice. We honor each other when we say namaste. Oh, yogis. Oh, how I miss you guys. Can't wait till we're all back in community together. But for the time being, we've got our community right here on the World Wide Web. So keep coming back to Power Life's YouTube channel. Share this with your friends and family, no matter where they are. If you haven't checked out our social media feeds today, we've got a new challenge going on called Crow Exotic. So go do crow pose and post it anywhere and tag Power Life in it, and use the hashtag Crow Exotic. There's a I don't know, probably like some Gucci male model that we got to pose with some tiger for it. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Give me some shout outs as you guys are logging off. Miss you all. Love you guys. And can't wait till we're back sweating together here real soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Schaefer, thanks for being here. Katie, thank you so much. Oh, my pleasure. Happy to have you guys here today. Shannon, good seeing you. Kate, thanks for coming in today. Emily, take care. Thank you. Nathan, what's up, brother? How are you? Gabrielle, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Lillian, pleasure's mine. Thank you. You guys are the reason that we do this. Thank you for supporting us. This is fantastic. Richard, my pleasure. Thanks for the sound effects today. I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, you got it, Frank. Yeah, buddy. Miss seeing you every Wednesday at noon, but I'll take you Wednesday at 5 as well. All right, friends. I think that's it. I'm gonna sign off here. Go get some vitamin D. The sun is still shining if you're watching this live right now. At least here in Des Moines. I don't know where everybody else is. I know we have some folks in from out of town as well. So if you get an opportunity to get some fresh air, get some vitamin D, and I hope to see you guys back on your mats really soon. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.